All right, we got Tristan Thompson here, just talking a little about collectibles.
Yes.
We know that you obviously you got so many great moments playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
I've collected a bunch of NBA Top Shot moments of yours, physical trading cards. What do you collect exactly?
Well, we definitely got to collect jerseys. That's a kid's dream growing up. We got to collect the basketball jersey. And for me, I collected basketball cards, growing up as a kid.
That's awesome. And as far as the collectibles today, where do you see the collectibles going with the kids? A lot of digital stuff coming into play, physical as well.
Yeah, that's the future. I think collecting digital assets, and especially in sports, I think it's just not basketball. I think it's sports in general. I think more athletes and companies are going to be tokenizing athletes' biggest moments, whether it's even getting drafted, shaking Adam Silver's hand, tokenizing that picture, that moment, because that might be the first moment of the next great NBA player, right? So I think that's where the world's going, and with blockchain propelling this, it's going to be amazing.
That's awesome. I appreciate your time here today. Hope the next time you come to New York, let me know. Grab some pizza. We'll go over the first day.
Yes,
we'll get some real stuff. So none of that pineapple or anything. It's real meat. Yeah, what is that? You put that on yogurt or something like that.
Parfait or something.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Tristan. Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, I'm here with Sam of Heritage Auctions, and we're here to talk some amazing stuff here with collectibles of Bitcoin and actual coins. So, Sam, what brings you to the Bitcoin conference here 2025?
Sure. So, Heritage Auctions, as you might know, is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer. We started out selling rare U.S. coins 50 years ago. We've branched out into comics, sports cards, movie memorabilia. But one of our newest divisions is physical cryptocurrency, which we started selling in November of 2023. And in the past 18 months or so of doing it, we've become the leader in this space, having had multiple auctions, producing catalogs. We have our next catalog coming up at the end of next week. And so we're here with some of the highlights from that auction, educating people what it is, because a lot of people come up and think it's kind of an oxymoron. Physical cryptocurrency, what is that? But there's a very rich collecting history behind it, and how it started in 2011, really, as the physical items.
And you guys really have such a history on this. I mean, Heritage Auction goes back, and as far as it can enlighten us on a little bit of the history of the company, how you guys started. And
so our two founders, Steve Ivey and Jim Halprin, they started out dealing in coins as teenagers, and then in the early 1980s joined forces between Steve Ivey Rare Coins and New England Rare Coin Galleries and formed Heritage Auctions. And we started out, as I said, doing U.S. coin auctions, and that was the case for about 20 years. And then around 2000, we started branching out first into world coins, then comic books, movie posters, sports cards, so on and so forth. So whenever you hear a news article about a new record being set for a sports card or comic book or something, that's usually us.
That's amazing. I know. I know. Obviously, I've been following you guys, and just the amount that you reach, and just so great for this industry, for these collectibles.
Yeah.
And kind of as you see the future as it's been over the last 4 or 5 years, I noticed the influx and how much people are getting into collectibles.
Yeah.
Is that the same on your end? What have you seen in the recent years from collectibles?
Yeah. So there was a boom during COVID, 2021, 2022, a huge number of people came into the world of collectibles because people are stuck at home. They don't have anything to do. They have extra money sitting around, and so they just start buying anything and everything. And we saw a huge amount of traffic to our website, and that really turned the corner for us to come into our own. And our business has nearly doubled in the past 5 years, the amount that we're doing. And so, yes, I'll put it this way. My philosophy is that everybody collects something. Sometimes it might not be the high-end collectibles that we're selling, but everyone has some sort of collection that they're following. And so at some point when they graduate into having disposable income, that's where we are, and we can help them get the rarest and the best that there is out there.
That's amazing. And now combining both worlds in this, which is something that I just think I'm seeing more and more of this, where there's digital collectibles, sports collectibles, and they're putting in on crypto slabs, like physical slabs, so you could keep it on your desk and see that collectible. So I see more and more of the digital crossing into the physical world. And what exactly here at the Bitcoin conference is your company combining?
Sure. So we're selling some of the early relics of the first stages of cryptocurrency. So to give you a quick history lesson on it, it really began, this idea of physical cryptocurrency, in 2011 by this software developer named Mike Caldwell. His username was Cassatius, which was a portmanteau of call a spade, basically to tell the truth as it is. And he was trying to educate people about Bitcoin, how it's not just a string of numbers that exist in the ether, that it's actually something real. And so he started producing these coins, these cassatious coins, in 1 Bitcoin, half Bitcoin, and then ultimately other denominations, 0.1, 25, all the way up to 1,000 Bitcoin. And I have a couple of examples here that we can
that's fabulous.
Show and talk about. So what you see here, it says 1 Bitcoin. And on the back, there's a series of first bits, a code that you can use to look up online and verify that it is unredeemed. And this is printed on top of a tamper evident sticker, and you can peel that off to reveal the private key underneath that you can redeem into your wallet and receive the 1 Bitcoin that is associated with it, along with all of the fork currencies, because these were produced pre-forking. And so you'll get a bunch of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and all sorts of other things.
That's amazing.
Now, I'm the last person to talk to you about the intricacies of the blockchain and the nuances of fork currencies.
Right.
But what I can talk about is collectibles.
So this is basically Grandma walks over and she's just saying, I want to give something to little Timmy for his graduation. And she doesn't understand Bitcoin, but she understands coins. Yeah. So this is the perfect segue into that, right?
Exactly. It's sort of the original cold storage wallet, if you will.
Gotcha. This is fantastic.
And so this one that I'm holding it's unfunded, but this is actually the most expensive item that we brought with us. This was intended to hold 1,000 Bitcoin originally. This is 1 ounce of gold on the a planchet made of 1 ounce of gold. This one was never funded. There's only 2 or 3 funded ones that exist. And so, this is a fun bar trivia fact. Most expensive coin in the world, it's not the 1933 double eagle that sold for $20 million. Yeah, it's a 1,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get this. Wow, this is great. I mean, this is really something. I love this product. Everybody dig through your cardboard collectibles. Who knows what you got? You got some physical cards. You could convert them nowadays, right? You just sell them. You take a look here. You could get in with the new digital blockchain of Bitcoin, and you still have a physical collectible as part of your collection. It doesn't just sit on your phone. It doesn't just sit in your digital wallet.
Right.
You can see what you have basically in real life. So this is amazing. And a fellow Brooklyn guy I discovered, born and raised. Look at this. Bunch of Brooklyn guys at the Bitcoin conference over here.
The accent.
Hey, listen, I didn't. I kept mine, At the airport, they said, you want to check that accent? I said, no, I'll keep it with me. But this is awesome. I appreciate your time. Thanks so much, Sam.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We're here with Corey of Holders Official.
Yes, sir.
And we're just talking about some custom merchandise for Bitcoin, and just want to take a listen to some of these great sports jerseys that he makes. And what brought you to this realization to make these jerseys?
Well, it was interesting, man. I mean, I just wanted to do something that was in the Bitcoin community, something that would get me to travel. Bitcoiners are my favorite people in the world. So, and I always learn new things, and most of my best friends these days are all Bitcoiners. So, some people say maybe the real gains are the friends you make along the way, and I would say that's pretty true from my experience. And just trying to provide something of value to the space. Like, I'm not a technical person. I'm not a economist by any means, but I like sports a lot, and I try and make the absolute best merch possible.
And what do you see, just like how the Bitcoin and sports are coming together? What do you feel like events you could wear these jerseys at? What have you been to?
Well, I feel like the theme is Team Bitcoin stuff, where you go to a conference, for example, and you can just be yourself. Being a part of Team Bitcoin is special. I feel like the same kind of national ties that you would have with I'm Canadian, same type of tie you would have with somebody that's Canadian or whatever, from whatever nationality. I feel that, but even stronger with somebody that's in the Bitcoin community. We share the same values, see the world in a very similar way, but everybody's also open-minded. I always learn lots of different things as well. So, but a lot of people wear the Bitcoin jerseys to like baseball games, basketball, hockey games, and they always tell me that a lot of people, in that normie environment, really like the jerseys, and they're asking a bunch of questions about it and stuff. So it's interesting, kind of conversation starter.
We're talking collectibles. So who perfect to find here at the conference? We got Steve from Cardsmith. Steve, how we doing today? How's it going?
Amazing.
It's awesome. This is great to be here. I'm happy you came. We're able to discuss a little bit about your company, about what you're doing here, and the future of collectibles.
Sure. Yeah. So a few years ago, we had this great idea to make trading cards. We're like, what do we make trading cards of? Well, I was into Bitcoin and crypto, and we're like, that would be kind of cool to make trading cards based on crypto. What we did is we found a bunch of artists who made really cool art based on history, economics, finance, and history, different parts of the world. And even more cool is it included crypto. So our trading card set has crypto elements of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dogecoin. What's cool is that in every pack, you have a chance to find a redemption card up to 1 full Bitcoin.
Wow, that's insane, really.
Yes.
Wow, it's a great product, because are you now with digital artists, or these physical artists, or these
we felt like the digital NFT space was kind of wasn't really our thing. We're kind of hardcore, like more old school, and we like physical trading cards. So we decided to make physical trading cards.
Wow, this is awesome. This is great. So now, where can you find these packs? Where are they for collectors? Or where can we come and find this crop?
Our main distribution point is cardsmiths.com. You'll be able to find all our different trading card sets on there. But we're also in GameStop, Target, Best Buy, Barnes & Noble. And we hope to be having a few other stores as well.
Wow, this is fantastic. This is a great way to combine the digital world into the blockchain. You can win Bitcoin in this. The artwork looks great. It's just really exciting for collectibles in the future. The future of digital, what do you kind of feel with that? The physical into the digital, where do you see this going in the future?
Yeah, I think there's there's a place for both. And we eventually might be adding a digital aspect to our trading cards. But as you can see with the Pokemon craze, people really do like physical cards.
That's true. That's true. Now, these cards, have they been graded? Do they come graded? How does it work with the overall grading aspect of it?
So our cards you can get them graded by any of the major grading companies. PSA, BGS, CGC, they all grade our cards.
That's fantastic. Well, I appreciate it, Steve. Thank you so much. Anything else? Where else we can find the product? Where can we follow you on social?
Yeah, so we're on all the social media under Cardsmiths. And you should be able to find our stuff on there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you very much. What is it that you spend your time with, and what brought you here to the Bitcoin conference?
Honestly, when it comes to collecting, it's not really about collecting, the physical, digital, or NFTs or anything like that. It's more of collecting the culture, because if we can convince people or society that loves to collect, because let's face, we all collect things.
There's something. Everyone collects something. I mean, some people it's bills, some people it's sneakers. I mean, whatever it is.
Yes, and if we can convince people that image is actually something that isn't culture, then we've already, convinced everybody that we're collecting something that isn't really monetary. It's something that has a voice, has a way of convincing people of a lifestyle, and sooner or later that lifestyle changes. And that's what, some people are collecting in, like with Bitcoin itself, we're protecting our self-sovereignty, and we're protecting what we believe is the truth.
Very true. What is the company or the product that you saw like, this is a specific art piece or design that I want in my collection?
Well, it would be the Citadel. I believe that's what, the biggest name on it itself. And it kind of goes in the meme of to be completely the emperor of Bitcoin, you have to have this much. But I'm like, what if it was the psychology and the culture behind it that creates the emperor? By okay, what if instead of being in the public, in the face, why not be behind the curtain and let everybody else, Michael Saylor,
VIP room collectors? All right. So here we go, Seth. Just catch him in the VIP. All right. He's there in the background. Just great to hear all the different collectibles out there. Seth, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. What do you collect? We have Jennifer here, who wrote an awesome book here, Crypto Kids. Jennifer, thank you. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I'm debuting my children's book, Financial Literacy, Crypto Literacy for Kids and Families. We pretty much break down the idea of crypto and what it means and all the meanings of the words in crypto. And we break it down much easier to understand for kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yay.
Listen, that's fantastic, because we do collectibles here, and
great.
I know as a child there's plenty of collectible of books. I know children's books. Everybody has their original ones. People have them for decades. They pass down the generation.
Crypto Dr. Seuss.
This is it for the future. You buy this now,
absolutely.
and then in 20 years when you're giving it to the future generation of children, this is gonna describe it to them beautifully. So what gave you this idea? What gave you?
Funny story. It was actually during COVID. We were looking at the markets. Everything was crashing. We're fully invested in Bitcoin. We were scared. We're like, what's happening? And, you know, my son overheard everything my husband and I were talking about and about the market. And he's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And I was thinking to myself, I said, how do I explain this to a kid? My son's like, what's a wallet? What's a, you know, and I just thought about it. I started writing down ideas, and it took a couple years to get off the ground to really think, how could a child understand this? And I finally put it together, and it is such a cool story. And it was originally for my son. And I thought about it. I said, I think a lot of families could use this. A lot of techie families are really going to love this. So, yeah,
you don't have to get out the whiteboard and start drawing pie charts.
Exactly. It's going to be available on Barnes & Noble, Amazon. I mean, it's going to be available on a bunch of sites. So it's going to be accessible to all families.
That's awesome. All right, Mayor Eric Adams here with us talking New York sports. I mean, who else took New York sports? I mean, right in the middle of the playoffs. They got the Knicks going hard. They're hanging on for dear life, though. Listen, my buddy Stephen A. Smith's not going to be happy if they lose. We better get these two more wins in a row just to get it to a Game 7. Yeah. But what do you think of New York sports going on right now?
But look at what they've done. How many games have they been 20 points behind and came down?
They got that.
That's right. And that's part of the game. Maintain your heart. Maintain your stick-to-itness. And we're just seeing the spirit of a team that no one thought they would be here. They're showing that they deserve to be here. And it's not over until it's over. I don't even hear the fat lady clearing her throat, so she's not singing yet.
That's true, that's true. As Yogi Berra said, we got the Yankees and the Mets still either way, so. All right, thank you very much. What Do You Collect podcast? I'm talking to Doug over here, but all these beautiful jerseys signed, autographed, memorabilia, sports memorabilia.
Trips and experiences.
Can you go buy them? Sports trip and experience?
They're doing a little bit of everything, and we're just having a good time doing fundraising, demonstrating that you could do a fundraiser by accepting Bitcoin as payment.
That's fantastic.
And we have a beautiful lineup of auction items from the trips to the experiences, but we have beautiful sports and celebrity memorabilia, plus these custom-made Bitcoin pieces, and they're all to help maximize fundraising efforts, and my services are cost and risk-free.
That's something. That's amazing. That's great. That's a great cause, and that's a great collection. What brought you into collecting, and what gave you the idea of memorabilia and Bitcoin?
It's a great question. I thought I was volunteer working.
Okay.
And I was doing this at the Liver Foundation in New York City underneath the 59th Street Bridge. And a gentleman said, I own a charity auction service. We would love to have you. I never went back to my Wall Street job.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Great. Okay. That's it. Where's that suit and tie? What'd you do with it?
It's still in the closet.
Oh, nice.
Nicely pressed.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Great collection. Best of luck, and the stuff looks wonderful.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
This is What Do You Collect? I'm here with Aladdin of Bitcoin trading cards. And what we have here today?
I love it. So, Paul, what we've done here, been in Bitcoin for many years. And the number one thing that I see the problem is people don't understand the importance of scarcity. I've been in trading cards my whole life, been in collectibles my whole life.
Very nice.
If you don't understand the true transparency of you don't understand how many of those actually exist, how can you call it collectible?
That's true.
How can you call it scarce if the company that is selling you collectible is literally not willing to tell you how many of those exist?
That's for sure.
So in trading cards, I started finding more and more as I went down that rabbit hole of the trading card industry. Majority of these industries, well, they won't tell you how many cards they produce. Why is that? You'd think it would be something they would be proud about. Right. To be able to let their customers know and spending this money. how many of each one of these items exist. They won't. You got to find it on Reddit. You got to find it on random places. So the more and more I dug, I said, I love Bitcoin because of the transparency, the scarcity, and the finite supply. That's what we're all here for. That's what makes Bitcoin so valuable. And in the trading card industry, that's missing. So I wanted to teach as many people about Bitcoin as possible. But the biggest thing is, in fact, this is a hell of a battle. Trying to teach regular people that don't know about Bitcoin, I'm sure you know.
I know.
It is a very difficult task. Number one thing for me, if you make education fun, they're going to learn a hell of a lot there. Sure. But again, in order to understand Bitcoin, you have to understand scarcity. So we produce the scarcest trading cards in the world. And finite supply in every set we can do. That's limited runs, unlike any of our competitors. We are literally the creators of the hit list. We will tell you exactly what your hits are, all the way down to your base cards. So every single thing that we print, from the pack to the base card to the stickers we produce, we will tell you exactly how many of those are printed.
That is great, because transparency obviously is what you're getting here. So I'll know a lot from physical collectibles, trading cards as a kid. Sometimes you didn't even get the odds on the pack. You're wondering how hard is it to pull something so rare. Exactly. And obviously the only ones that came numbered are the ones that you knew, okay, this is what's here. But those was far and few. So it's just great that from the top to bottom here, that you have that transparency. You have exactly what's listed on the blockchain. And as I'm imagining, you can follow the collectible with the blockchain. Is that something that...
So we haven't introduced that yet. Yeah. So I'm a perfectionist. Sure. I've dug into all kinds of technology to be able to pull this off. So far, I haven't found anything that is perfect. And I know there's a lot of people that are into crypto and everything that are going to say there's all kinds of things out there. There are all kinds of things out there. I have not found one that is perfect yet. Okay. I'm building this to compete with Pokemon. Magic the Gathering, the biggest trading card companies in the world. Yes. I have no second chances. So everything I do has to be strategized in a way that it has to be 100% verifiably perfect first time out, because I can't come back and say, yeah, I'm sorry, we did it that way. It didn't quite work the way we wanted it, but we're going to change it. It'll be better next time. There is no better next time. It is perfect the first time. So what has worked? Trading cards, physical. We have introduced something that is very rare in trading cards. It is a fingerprint stamp. It is a unique stamp on the back of every one of our chase cards that cannot be reproduced. You want to reproduce it and try to knock our cards off? Okay, find what facility we printed it. Break into that facility, break into the vault, steal the stamp, find where the stamp is. And then maybe, just maybe, if you are a master craftsman of producing trading cards, you might be able to pull off one of our cards. But that is the only chance we will ever have to knock off what we're doing. So yes, to your question too, this is something we want to do. This is something we will do. But when we do it, it'll be perfect.
That's amazing. And I do see there's some, already you have some graded stuff out there. So all the major grading companies will also grade your cards.
100%. If you collect. We were one of the quickest companies to get PSA. Saying that, in about 9 months of being launched, we have PSA grade. It's something that's never been done to PSA ever before in history of PSA. How did we do that? Perfection.
That's amazing. These are really cool. I love these. I think it's really like the future of collecting, just because it's so transparent, and to the collectors, they know what they're getting, they know what they're buying. A lot of times it's fun to, you still have the mystery of what's in the pack, but you do know at least now exactly what your odds are of getting something, what you have and what you own as a collector.
Absolutely.
So that way it's easier to collect, hold, sell, do whatever you want with it. But you have that information right there at your fingertips.
Absolutely. And you see videos all the time. People ripping packs open and they take those common cards and they throw them on the ground. Rip another, throw them on the ground. What a waste.
That's for sure.
And here,
yep,
your worst card is an out of 1,000.
Yeah.
And it's stated on the back of the card, out of 1,000. I wouldn't throw away one single card in this pack. And when you're spending money on something, you want to throw it away.
And especially because the artwork, the graphics, the work to go into every card, it's tough to say sometimes, like, this card is junk or this card's a nothing card. Meanwhile, it's like the same amount of work could have went into that card as anything else out of that deck.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you put in your love and work and sweat and design into it, might as well make them all have a value or have those numbers available.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Every card.
And just a little bit about the community of collecting. As far as on the communities. We know with Ultimon trading, we know with all kinds of digital collectibles out there. It's kind of the new phase of that is the communities where they have watch parties or they have out in real life events. Could you explain a little bit of the community?
I mean, community is the number one thing, Paul. Without that, you'll never be able to strive. So what we've created compared to the Pokemon or anything out there, you want to know that when you're making a transaction with somebody and they're giving you something real. And if, yeah, you could have someone, we go to trading card events all the time. When you got people that walk up to a booth and they're selling to a kid, they're selling to whoever, they don't know what they're talking about. And the kid comes up maybe and he doesn't know enough about the trading cards and he gets skunked because he doesn't know how many exist. He doesn't know how rare it is. So we have built a community with the scarcity, transparency that every community member understands. So they all feel confident and comfortable when no one's trying to skunk anyone, because at the end of the day, they can, because the number of how many of those cards is on every card. So with that, I think we've created, in my opinion, and yeah, I'm biased, the best community in the cryptocurrency space, because no one is here to rug anybody. No one is here to cut the floor out of anybody. Everyone is here to build each other up because of the transparency. We do one thing before we cut off?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Let me hold that and you rip your first pack. That's yours.
All right. Oh, very nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're checking this out here. Guys, really take a look here. We have here the Bitcoin trading cards. The pack is awesome. It's so transparent. The numbers down here and everything just looks great. So let's see. We'll see what the good luck. We'll see what we got here. Watch out for fingerprints. I know the deal.
Edge control and corner protection.
Yep. All right, so let's take a look. These are some awesome looking cards. We got Freedom. IMF.
Flip it over and see that transparency on there. What's that say?
Right here we got limited edition of 1,000.
That's your base. The worst card you're gonna pull.
That's awesome. Those are really cool. This is really something neat. It's a great. These are some really great looking cards. This is a good one. This is nice. Oh, I like this one. This is nice. Nice. Reminds me a little Van Gogh action. Oh, these are beautiful.
And these are all hand done.
These are nice.
I do the concept sketches, and then I work with a team of artists from around the world that I've hand picked over the years. Shout out to Nico. Shout out to Kinjo and Sam. We've got some amazing artists that literally hand do all of this stuff. No AI.
This is some cool stuff. Oh, nice. There they go. You were just talking about them.
Nico and
nice. Very nice. Very cool stuff. These are some great cards. I appreciate it. You guys check this out on the Bitcoin trading cards. There's something here that...
There's your hit.
There we go.
What you got there?
Very nice.
Oh, beautiful. D++.
Very
the top devs. Now flip it over and see your serialized number.
All right. Yes, we got here 117 or 256.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Can you see right here the little orange pill in the top corner? Yeah. There's your fingerprint stamp.
That's amazing.
Cannot be reproduced.
That's so cool. Very nice. Look at this. These are some great looking cards. Guys, check this out. Live from the Bitcoin Conference 2025. Aladdin, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me know here, Jeremy. So what is it here that brought you to the Bitcoin Conference, and what do you collect?
I mean, right now my biggest collectibles are probably ordinals. But I got started back in the last NFT craze, back in the height of everything.
Yeah.
I saw on DMB chain, which used to be called BSC back then, I saw a need for an actual predominant artist to take over the chain. They had about 25% market share at the time, which during the height of everything, it was more than the entire NFT market last week. 25% market share back then is more than the entire volume of the entire NFT market. But these days, so I became that person. I took over, ran numerous very successful BSC collections. All of them you can still access the Telegram and stuff to this day. I didn't rug any of them. But the market class, BSC, in my opinion, made some really bad decisions. And so now their market share is not 25%, it's 0.4%. So there's really not a whole lot of money there anymore. Gotcha. So I just kind of moved to ordinals, not as a creator, just more as a collector for now. I might create something eventually,
That's awesome. So you started with ordinals, or what got you into the NFTs before that?
I started with NFTs before ordinals existed. Because last bull run, ordinals still didn't exist.
Right, yeah, that came out.
Yeah. And I started with NFTs last bull run. And then just kind of migrating to ordinals because ordinals came out like during the bear market. So it was like just migrating wherever the volume was there. And I think actually like the level of projects on the Ordo system, and overall like the percentage of projects that turn out to be decent. Like it's easier to find solid projects in the Ordos, in my opinion, than NFTs. Because the NFT market is just so overflooded with so much that.
And I did hear that you own quite a few.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I have thousands upon thousands of NFTs. Right?
That's all.
Even if you exclude ones from my collections, I still own thousands of NFTs. But yeah, I mean, it's a matter of another place that I'm at is Drip House. Since it's about collecting, my Drip House is a collector's marketplace on Solana. So you pay $1 and you can get 100 different NFTs. No gas.
Wow.
So that dollar gets you 1,000 droplets. Each NFT is 10 droplets, so it gets you 100 NFTs.
Have you ever wandered into the Dapper Labs NFTs with the NBA Top Shot or the NFL All Day collectibles, the sports collectible NFTs?
I've heard of them. I just haven't gotten into them, but I'm not really that big into sports myself. I spend too much time in technology.
I could give you a free pack of NFT collectibles with NBA Top Shot. So take a look. I know even if you're not huge into it, but you basically could play like a daily fantasy with your collection. So if you're you even want to take a little dabble into it, pick 5 players that are going to get 50 rebounds today, and like you would pick 5 of your NFTs that can join that collection, and you can win free collectibles, credit. There's a bunch of stuff. So a lot of gamification NFTs that really are just opening these communities. What's one of your favorite communities?
Right now, one of my favorite Ordinal communities is actually extra Ordinals or Extra Unchained. They're really doing innovative stuff within the industry that I don't think it's going to take a while for it to catch up, the market catch up. But I really like how long they've been in the market, how much they've been doing, and the level of stuff that they're doing.
Love to hear about your collection and love to hear about your collectibles. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Have a good one.